The death of George Floyd is having a profound impact on Minnesota and really across the globe. But at the same time, we are still in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic, with the number of cases and deaths in the state continuing to grow. So these are just two landmark events, and a lot of parents might be wondering what type of impact that might be having on their kids, both in the short term and in the long term. So here with advice for families is Dr. Gigi Chawla, Chief of Pediatrics, General Pediatrics at Children's Minnesota. Dr. Gigi, thanks so much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me again.
So talk to us a little bit. These are two major events that can be quite traumatic for kids. Any idea how this might manifest itself? What might it look like and how it would affect children?
Well, I think it's affecting kids in the way that it's affecting a lot of our grown-ups also. What we're talking really about is the impact of trauma, of seeing death on our phones and on our televisions over and over again, and then also dealing with grief and loss from parents and loved ones or grandparents that have died from COVID-19. And all of that can be both internalized for kids and externalized, and I think that's what parents are really noticing and seeing.
So what can parents do about it if they are seeing maybe some behavior changes in their kids?
Yeah, I think parents are probably recognizing that there's sleep disturbance associated with children and how they're coping with both of these two major topics. They can certainly also be noticing that their child experiences physical complaints. A lot of kids will say that they've got stomach aches or headaches. They're also seeing a lot of emotional changes, temper tantrums or, just depression or sadness or kids being withdrawn. And then the profound behavioral changes like you had mentioned. And some of those behavioral changes are just flat out regression or a lot of lability where kids are fine one second and really not the next. And all of that parents are trying really to get through. And I think a lot of structure can be really helpful. Try to keep a routine. Really recognize that kids are experiencing a lot of that based on how their parents are doing. So making sure that for yourself first, you're getting the attention that you need to get through these challenges, and that will certainly help your ability to get your kids through it. And then just calling it out, making sure that you're talking about how you're feeling to navigate it together. We do have the behavior checker tool on our children's website, which if you're looking for specific guidance, that can be very helpful also.
Because you talk about the death of George Floyd, and I've heard so many parents say their kids have asked why. Why did that happen? And I think most parents don't even have that answer. But is it important to still continue to talk about it? Yeah,
I think death is such a big topic and a life-changing topic, of course, for everyone involved, but specifically for kids in that it might be their very first time in hearing or knowing about it, whether it's George Floyd or whether it's their grandparent who died and they didn't get to memorialize or celebrate it in any way. So really try first to make sure that you hear from them, that they know that this death wasn't their fault, that you recognize the language that you're using to ensure that you're not saying it's consistent with sleep, because we don't want kids to conflate sleep and death. And then really just include them in the ways that you're celebrating someone's life, or include them in how you're grieving. And I think all of that can help kids get through.
And for a lot of these kids, we talk about COVID's impact, especially on older people. And the older people, a lot of these even smaller kids know are their grandparents. And I've seen this. I've seen a fear among these little kids that they're afraid that their grandparents will get sick. How do we talk to them?
Yeah, I think we talk to them with honesty, and we really kind of highlight all the things that they're doing in order to keep themselves safe, which will keep their grandparents and loved ones safe. Whether it's really highlighting, look what you're doing with hand washing and covering your coughs and wearing your masks and social distancing. All of those things can help even out their anxieties as well. And I think will go a long way as truly to protect grandparents.
Gotcha. Dr. Gigi Chawla, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.